Hello. This is Lisa Nicole, host of the Sacred and Rooted podcast. Welcome, and I'm glad you're here. This is a happiness habit episode, which is a bit shorter for the summer. This is sort of season 2 if I want to try and organize the episodes. Last summer I did the same thing, happiness habit episodes, and so there's a bunch. I think it's episodes 18 to 28 or something like that. If you want to go back and look at those as like a massive kind of up level, if you want to kind of binge listen to those all together, for like a real inspirational boost to your life, depending on what you're doing this summer. But they're there whenever you're ready. This episode in particular was inspired by a podcast episode I was listening to a few weeks ago by a guy. I can't even remember the episode I think it was honestly with Barry Weiss was the episode, or was the actual podcast. She had on a guy named Yuval Levin, who I believe is like a lawyer and works as a research professor in the US somewhere. And he had this sentence that he said during the episode, which really stuck with me. And it was this. He wanted to remind people that it doesn't have to be this bad. And I thought that was brilliant. It doesn't have to be this bad. And so there's a real tendency right now in particular, but anytime, life is kind of getting you down, where you're going through a hard phase, a dark phase, it's like, yeah, you're in the friggin' muck of it. And in the world right now, we are certainly in the muck of it, where it's like you just can't see the light quite. You can't figure out what's working, what's not working. You're just in the dark and not really sure what's up. And so you can get I guess you could kind of resign yourself a little bit to, like maybe this is just the way it is now and this is how it's going to be, and same with health crises or health issues, anything with aging even, where it's just like, well, I guess this is just the way it's going to be from here on out. And I wanted to bring this to a podcast episode to kind of highlight that it doesn't have to be this bad. And in whatever way in your life this hits for you, then that's it. Whether it's your job, whether it's relationship, whether it's just in general with the world, with your kids, wherever you are with your life, it doesn't have to be this bad. So if there is a spot in your life where you're struggling, where you're not really, it just doesn't feel like it's going somewhere good, or, it's been a while and it's been kind of real rough, and it's like, it doesn't have to be this bad. And from that statement, we can take action towards something. We can hold our vision for the future, for what we see as where we want to head in our lives in whatever way. And I would like to make the distinction that, that hope, like being hopeful that things will change, is great. It's perfect. It's a great place to start, but we also need to take action towards them. We cannot just sit on our couches and wait for like all the money to float down from heaven and, a new car to roll up in the driveway and, vacations forever just get awarded to us. I don't know. Like we do need to take action and engage in life in a messy, imperfect, but like committed way. And so, but to know that it doesn't have to be this bad. And we have so many people on this planet who we don't necessarily need all of them to agree with us, to do anything about anything. There's a tipping point that I can't remember the guy's name, but he wrote that book. And it's just that it's stuck with me forever, where it's just like, we just need a tipping point. We just need a tipping point. And same, like, that's for the world at large, but in your life, this is the other thing, is that the brilliance of each of us picking ourselves up by our bootstraps and figuring out, like, how can we make this better? What is the next right step? What do we even dream for ourselves? And then move towards that, is a miracle. Like, it is so special to be able to do that in your life and then move towards your dreams in your life. And each person on earth, if everybody did that, we would be able to solve so many problems and so many things that don't seem to actually have resolvable solutions, because the happier and more fulfilled people are in their individual lives gives them more bandwidth for, going out in the community and then volunteering, or, going out into the world and making an impact. And so as we each look at our own little family units, our own lives, and have that feel like it's more meaningful and more fulfilling, and you end up feeling happier with yourself, you expand your ability to handle stress and shitty situations, along with the joys and the pleasures and the things that are awesome in life. And when we do that, we have more ability to solve harder, more complex problems. And so I invite you with this podcast to realize or recognize, if you are in your life somewhere feeling like maybe this is just how it's going to be for me. Maybe this is as far as I can go. Maybe this is as far as this will go. Maybe whatever. To just circle back and say, it doesn't have to be this bad. And I can just dig a little deeper, spend some time dreaming if I am not even sure where I'm headed or where I want to head. And to really get clear on what you're building in your life. What are you creating? What are you designing with every day that you are here on this planet? And to go for it. Go for it. You just have this one life. Go for it. And to then recognize that is not a selfish thing at all. It is actually how the world will recreate itself into something that is so much more equitable, so much more sustainable, just a totally different place where we will finally have some place that we can be proud of. And I think that would be incredible. And so to model that for the next generation and the generation behind that, where people get to see examples of women who are moving towards their dreams, who are feeling like they have a meaningful life, like they're happy as they go through, good times as well as bad times. Not that they're happy that they're going through a shitty time, but that they can take that experience and grow from it, and to allow that growth to deepen their happiness in the happy times, if you know what I mean. To just really alchemize your life, to always be moving towards the next spiral up, and to know that wherever you are, if you are in a spot where you're just like, this is so fucked up and I don't know even what to do with this, that it doesn't have to be this bad. And even when you're just telling yourself that and you don't even know what to do after that, you're just like, it does not have to be this bad. That is just perfect. Like, keep repeating that to yourself, because it will allow you to not become complacent and just zone out, numb out, be like, okay, I'm done. Like, I think I've done all I can here. To really then, it opens you to like, what can I do differently? What could I reach out for? What help is available for me? Where are the resources that I can kind of tap into to move myself to the next whatever, a deeper relationship, a better job, a different job, a deeper relationship with your kids, more meaningful hobbies. It could be anything, literally, that you are kind of craving for a deeper connection, a deeper meaning to, and a fulfillment of life that maybe you just are, it's like you want to savor something, but you don't even know exactly what it is that you're missing. So to just, it doesn't have to be this bad. And even if it's not this bad, it doesn't have to be this meh. It doesn't have to be this mediocre. My life could be awesome. I could have, you could switch up the phrase all you want, depending on where you are exactly in your life right now. But to just know that the days can get better, things can get better, things change all the time. We know that. And change doesn't always have to be like, yuck, gross, yeah, like too much work, whatever. It can actually be brilliant. It can be awesome. It could be really improved. And so to allow yourself to have both those, to have the whole spectrum of change available to you, where it's like, I actually expect miracles. Change can happen to me externally, and it can be also actually awesome. It doesn't just have to be like, oh, I'm ducking because I don't know when the next thing's coming that's gonna like kind of whack me over the head. But to also just expect the good out of the world too, and to move in the direction of your dreams always. So that is today's podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed it and use it towards your highest good. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate your time. If you want to leave a 5-star review, I'd love it. If you want to share this podcast with others who you think might enjoy it, that would be amazing. In the show notes to this episode, there is a link to a video I did a few years back that was, I think it's titled 3 Ways to Reduce Stress Today. And so if you are looking for more like granulated things to do or things to think about, feel free to check that video out and then go from there. And good luck with everything. You can do it. You're brilliant. Your life is your design. And so keep creating. Have a beautiful day.